Roll forming machine. This roll forming machine is mainly used in the production of corrugated sheets. This equipment is made up of 8 main parts: feeding, guiding, transmission, roll forming, cutting, hydraulic station, control station, run-out table, and fully covered safety guard. The machine is artistically made and transmits smoothly at a low noise. The suitable material is galvanized and pre-painted steel sheet. It is used as the roof of modern buildings with better anti-press and anti-bending performance. Its length is set according to customers' requirements and transportation situation. Feeding the machine. Feeding is to put the coil sheet into the axis of the uncoiler. There is 1 axis and 2 frames in each uncoiler. Take off the axis and put the axis through the hole of coil. Then use hex nut to tighten the inner diameter of coil. And then put the axis with coil to the frame. Be sure the hex nut shall be equal. There is hand wheel at one end of axis which will help man to pull the coil at less power. As the coil is pull the roll forming machine, we suggest to put some soft material between the uncoiler and roll former. So, if there is any material down to the ground, the soft material will protect the steel to be damaged by the ground. The transmission of the machine. The transmission of the machine is achieved through the cycloidal reducer to the carrier wheel of the lower rollers, then through the chains, the carrier wheel to the rollers. Cutting system. There are 2 ways in cutting of the products, automatic and manual. The automatic way is used in mass production after the length of the sheets is determined. The manual way is only used in testing or feed the first sheet of each new coil. Before the operation of the cutting system, you must check the oil tank. Hydraulic oil level must reach to the upper line. Start the oil pump and set the performance pressure to 20 MPa, and also test the movement of the equipment to be normal. When the performance length is reached, the cutter will automatically cut, the machine stop, cut the sheet, touch the lower switch, the blade move up and touch the upper switch, cutting finished, and the machine starts again. Post-cutting cutter. Cutter blade. The material of cutter blade is chrome 12 mold steel with quenched treatment. Hydraulic system. The hydraulic system supply the drive for the cutting system, and using an entirely closed oil tank. It is off without cutting, which can save the power. Cutting set way and cutting. The length and blocks can be set by the buyer through the control panel. When reached the set length, the machine will cut the panel automatically. The cutting is finished under the power of hydraulic station, which guarantees the precision of cutting. Cutting equipment. The cutting equipment is connected with the whole machine by welding and rotor blasted on the surface. The cutter cuts the panel by moving up and down between the rectangle rail, following the oil tank driving the parallel connection shaft. The adjustment. Using colored cold rolled steel sheets with fixed width and suitable thickness such as from 0.3 mm to 0.7 mm. Before the feeding of the colored steel sheet into the roller, adjust the space between the upper roller and the lower roller. First make the lower roller level, then line up the 2 rollers and then adjust the space between the upper and lower roller to be the thickness of the sheet plus 0.25 mm. If the finished sheets have ripples, widen the space between the 2 rollers until the sheets turned out to be flat. Normally, the space is usually adjusted before the machine leaves the Willing International Limited's factory.